and welcome back to Jim's Farming. Been a little while since my last video, but hopefully I'll try and get some more regular videos out from now on as we approach harvest. Just one thing or another there, I've been a little bit busy. I've been trying to do a bit of filming, but it just hasn't quite worked out that way. But anyway, you join me today as I am just running over some thistles with this 4.6 metre batwing topper, spearhead topper that I borrowed off the neighbour very kindly. Got the GPS running a little bit here. Just a few little patches around here. I've done one over there. Just going to knock these down here. This field isn't too bad. It's actually pretty bare and burning off, but been trying to get around to doing this for a little while, but just haven't really. So what have I been up to? Well, we've made a bit of hay. We had some pretty good weather for hay making. Excuse me, I'm just was using the GPS for a second there, but doesn't always want to go where I want to go. Yeah, we made a bit of hay the other week. It's still very dry. Made some nice hay, not a massive crop, but quite nice stuff. All the spraying's done on the crops. The grass field that I reseeded, I think in my last video, has been a bit of a disaster because it's been so dry. We did catch a few rain showers after it went in, but not really enough. The seed bed wasn't particularly fantastic and it should have probably been double rolled. So I've got a bit more grass seed to go and broadcast on there. Probably do it with the slug pelleter when we have a bit more rain and there's a bit more moisture in the soil to get it going. But yeah, so currently on the topper burning some diesel, but the trouble is if you let these thistles get a bit out of hand, they'll take everything over. Do sometimes come and spray them, but just one thing and another, haven't really had time this year. This field, like I said, isn't too bad. I shouldn't be too much longer finishing this one off. They're quite small and stunted here anyway. See, quite a good place there the sheep have been walking. They do tend to leave these little tracks through the fields as they sort of follow the same path. But yeah, got this one to do, and then thistles up there, which is plastered. Right, heading into thistle jungle out here now. There's a lot of thistles here. It should have been done before. So we got it on the Kubota, as I do most things on it. Yeah, manages it very nicely. You sometimes have to get off to unfold this. And if you just drive a little bit and it wiggles, the wings will drop down. But today is Tuesday. I think it's forecast to be hottest day of the year, so I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna go. No, I'm gonna have to get off. Oh, okay. Yeah, hottest day of the year, and it is bloody scorchy out. There we go. But yeah, a lot of thistles here to tackle, and it is much nicer in the cab than it is outside. It is absolutely bloody cooking. So I don't know what time it is now. It's 11 o'clock. Might go on for a little bit and then perhaps knock it on the head So we're running it in 1000 eco. Fire it up. There we are. Stick some rims on, and it's been managing it absolutely fine. Then where it wants to be, let's go and eat some thistles. Just set up a simple curved AB. So this little bit of a bank, well, it's pretty plastered. Well, to be honest, it's all pretty plastered, but that's done quite a nice job. Hey doggo. Nice thing about this topper, you can stick it in float and the wings will follow the contours quite nicely. Yeah, we got it set for like 10 centimeters overlap. Bit rough here, so that'll affect the course a bit, but gives me a bit of a leeway for missing a bit, especially with a trailed implement. It's very rough on this field. There's a lot of moles. I've tried to get on top of them over the years, but there are a serious amount of moles up here. But despite the challenges of that, not missing any, and it's keeping the lines pretty straight, even though it is deviating very slightly. So why are we topping these thistles off? Well, they're everywhere, and the sheep don't really like to eat them. When it does get a bit bare, the sheep will eat the nettles a bit. They pretty much finish most of them off up here. But thistles, they don't really want to know. We have had our user lambs up here. They've been up here most of the summer. But we've now got them back at the farm. I took some more up there yet. Sorted some yesterday. Not yesterday, Sunday market yesterday, so it took a load more. That's pretty much all of our crossbred lambs gone, and the plan is this evening when it cools off we'll wean the lambs and keep the lambs back at the farm and bring the ewes back up here, so they don't want too much good grass. When you take the lambs off them, you don't want them to be producing any milk really, and there's a bit here to pick for them to pick at. It's a little bit bare here. That field is really bare. It tends to dry it out quite a bit, but there is actually quite a bit here for them to have a pick at. So especially just over the bank, there's quite a lot of grass there. But hopefully there is, I think, a bit of rain, hopefully not thunder showers, but there is a bit of rain forecast tomorrow, so that will hopefully freshen it up about for everything. It's the remains of an old oak tree that I don't think I can ever remember it being alive, but it was dead and upright for a long time, and then it fell over and we pulled most of the branches up, and we left it there, and it's Been there for years. Good place for the stock to have a scratch. It's very straight to me. Just been back down to the farm for a spot of lunch and got back at it. Still absolutely swelteringly hot. I'm glad I'm in the aircon on the tractor. You can see here, got my steering settings. I've been tweaking a little bit, but I'm now running again on my own RTK correction signal, and it's done a pretty good job. I've come straight back out to the field and it's got me straight back in the right position. A little bit of overlap as I had before, and my AV line hasn't shifted, so it's definitely good thing. Finish that field and I'm into another one. A lot of grass here. A bit of a shame to top it, but we've had some rams, our stock rams running in here, and obviously 7 rams nowhere near enough to keep on top of this. So yeah, unfortunately just gonna top it up. But yeah, one of the reasons is we reseeded that field, but it hasn't quite worked out as we hoped. So we have been short of grass. We have in the past actually cut this for, excuse me, while the GPS gets lined up. Got it just following a boundary curve. You can see there, funny shaped field. Kind of looks like a fish. Yeah, we have cut this for hay in the past, but again, there's a lot of thistles here. Not a lot. There's a few thistles, but it's got away. So permanent pasture, tends to flood a little bit. So yeah, it is what it is. Burning some diesel, topping it off. Probably, yeah, it wouldn't have made the best hay. Actually, it's cut a bit earlier. Meadow grassy type stuff. A bit annoying, we've had to do a bit of temporary fencing along there. We are going to get this whole field properly fenced at some point, hopefully before the end of the year. There's a stream that runs down that side, and then we've got the road on the other. There's just a funny little sling in between, and there's a waterworks over there, which is regularly serviced, so there's quite a bit of traffic going in and out there for the village. Yeah, essentially the fence isn't rubbish. The rams like escaping from here, so we've been fencing it, a bit of temporary fencing the last couple of years, and yeah, just be a better job if we could get a proper fence on it, really. And we're back. I'll put the loader back on. Oh, still absolutely sweltering. It is in this shed anyway. So just as I was saying, wean the lambs. No footage of that, unfortunately, and run the ewes back up to the field. So unfortunately, the villagers or people in the village will probably have to put up with lambs bawling all night. But there we go, that's the joys of living in the countryside, and it'll only be for a short period of time. Yeah, may have seen previous videos, I've had a bit of trouble getting this on, but basically you've just got to drive at it with a bit of gusto, and it locks in pretty simple then. So yeah, that is on. These little indicators, one there, latch in. You just have to drive at it basically, and it runs up a ramp, and jobs are good. So just on the way home, rolled into our bit of X days, second week. Let's just have a look, because I've been in here for a little while, and it has completely, pretty much, bar the tram lines, which are still a bit green, it has just burnt off, and I did just roll the head out and bite into some grain. It is actually, I don't think it's far off being ready to cut, to be honest. Doesn't look particularly, it's not particularly shrewd, but it's a bit soft. It's pretty hard. So probably with the year, with this bloody hot spell we've had, don't think we're going to have the biggest crop, but I don't think we're going to be far off combining, to be honest. Starting to, so I always say, when it starts to just tip over, getting somewhere near ripe. And I hope you can hear that. Not big grains, not completely, that's crunchy. I'd say that would be fit to combine, to be honest. But we'll have rogue to this, but still ryegrass here. Got most of it out, but there's the odd bit obviously walked past. But I honestly think we could be, bearing in mind I only cut the only sprayed the rape off the end of last week, today being Tuesday. Bearing in mind we've got to give it a fortnight. I think we could be close onto wheat pretty soon after that. That's soft. That's still pretty soft, but it is second week, so they're nice and plump, but still not quite ripe those. But we're not far away. I know they're cutting wheat in parts of the country. I don't know anyone around Herefordshire who started, but I think it's going to be a pretty condensed harvest. The weather stays like this. I mean, we could, supposed to break a bit tomorrow and have a bit of rain, but it's then coming warm and there's very little rain forecast afterwards. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be breaking any records, but never know, might be surprised. It really has, in the last month, gone from being relatively green to ready to cut. Thanks for bearing with me. It's good to be back on the channel, and I shall catch you again soon.